Hello and welcome to the automotiveflux channel. So, we're back in Dirt 3. We're doing Brembo Blast right now, actually. We've just completed 3 races, gotten first in each of them, and we are going to do... Oh no, not a drift showcase. I'm so bad at drifting. We're gonna do a rallycross first. Get warmed up in this game a little bit. Let's pick the one with the most rep like usual. It's gonna be this one. And, let's go. So today is a pretty regular day. It's just another day in the summer as I wait for school to start again so I can be done with it entirely. Well, not necessarily entirely, but at least done with this section of school as I move to whatever's next. I've got a lot of cool ideas for things that I want to do in the future, and I'm kind of held back right now by my current financial situation being a student, so I'm a little bit eager to get working full-time and starting to pay my debts and... Oh, this is a nice track. Starting to pay my debts and start to get some, like, an actual income instead of just the part-time money that I have. So I can start to work on things that I've wanted to do for a long time, so... Yeah, there's a lot going on, at least in my head. Goodness gracious. We are going back in time to when I did not spin out around that corner. So last week's video was a little shaky commentary-wise, and this week I'm hoping to remedy that because I have actual things to talk about. I don't know why, but when I saw the Hot Rod Garage frame swap video on the Crown Victoria and F100, I became very intrigued by that, and it seems like something that is very interesting to me. And I went through YouTube and started to find channels where people were doing similar swaps, different Ford trucks, obviously not just the F100 Fits, but others as well. And this isn't good. Okay, I tried to cut that corner and I ended up losing a position there. But yeah, different types of vehicles being swapped on the Crown Victoria chassis has me very interested. I do not know how to take that corner properly. So a little bit of backstory. I have a bit of a history with the Crown Victoria, or at least the Grand Marquis version of it. I learned to drive with one, believe it or not. My dad used to have one, and that was the car that we had when I was learning how to drive, and so I drove that car a lot. I drove it on my own up to my grandparents' house at one point, like for 4 hours. Very comfortable cars, not the kind of car that I'm into. Obviously it's a large V8 rear-wheel drive boat basically, but that chassis is really quite a strong one, and I didn't realize it before, but it's definitely possible to take the body off a car with maybe older style everything, and then putting that iconic body like an F100 onto a frame that'll actually be a little bit more... Oh my goodness, that's the 3rd time that I've spun out around this corner. Putting it onto a frame which is more modern and just easier to work on in general, easier to get parts for, cheaper, and it's an inexpensive way to get a cool looking truck, which is really cool. I've never really been a brand associated person. I don't associate myself with being like oh man, I love Chevy over Ford or something like that. In general, I like Japanese cars, but I'm not biased against Ford or biased for Ford. I just think that that's really cool that you can do that. You can do something similar with GM with an S10 frame, although that already was a truck, and you're putting a car body on it usually, so then your car will drive like a truck, which I'm not sure is what you really want. Either way, those are cool swaps as well, just a little bit more complicated and really not something that I'm too into. Also, I guess it would be V6s unless you swap the engine as well. It's S10s that come in V8 as far as I know. We're gonna lose this race. I'm shocked. I was thinking about this... Oh no, come on. I was thinking about this series more and more, and I was... oh yeah, we just got second. Dang. Alright, we'll stick with it. But I was thinking about this series more and more. I'll just change the subject for a second. And I was thinking that maybe we can try and 100% this game, because we've done that so far. We've gotten first place in everything except for this now.
Hey Carnage, I've been keeping my bosses updated.
They call me Carnage, I forgot about that.
They think you're ready to go to the DC Gymkhana Academy at
Yeah,
Battersea in
unfortunately.
Dude,
Let's
you're
just...
going to love
I want to
this.
skip this talk,
and there's
but
no
okay.
telling how high your star will fly.
Yeah, I don't really care. We're gonna finish off Rainbow Blast, and then we'll
Show you the
move on to
ropes.
Gymkhana. I'm not trying to get through this extremely quickly. I just... Like, you see this golden triangle here, that means that we've finished all of the races in first. I'd like to get as many of these as we can. I'd also like to do at least every race once. So in this section, you don't have to do this entire top one, but I want to do as much as I can do. So let's try the rally. We will do both stages, and then we'll try the drift. And yeah, that's going to be a bit rough. I'm just warning you now. We'll do this one. The drifting is going to be rough. I'm not good at drifting at all, and I've never been good at it, so it's going to be rough. Okay. All right, let's do this rally. So, like I was saying, this sort of swap really interests me. It's something that I think that I can do. Okay, this isn't supposed to be bragging, but I'm pretty mechanically inclined. I seem to be able to pick up things very quickly when it comes to mechanics. Specifically when it comes to electronics, I have a lot of experience with electrics and wiring. So much so that I was considering switching to electrical engineering instead of civil, just because I like it that much. So wiring, while tedious, is not much of an issue. I can read wiring diagrams, I can read things like that. The biggest issue with me is fabrication. That's something that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to weld, and that is huge in any project that's this big. So if I was ever going to take something like this on, I would have to learn how to weld, and I'd have to learn how to weld well, because it's pretty important, because you're making your own mounts for your chassis to hold the new body, and it's not easy stuff. Like, it takes some skill to be able to do. So I don't know, it's just something that I'd like to do one day. It's something that I think would be incredibly cool if I could accomplish something like that. Obviously right now I just drive an Impreza, and I don't have the space or money to be able to finance or just do a project like this, to gather the tools, to gather the cars. I only have enough space in my driveway for 3 cars, and they're already taken. So there just is not enough room for something like that. Which is what I was talking about before. Like, when I finally graduate, I'll hopefully be able to figure out what I want to do next. Either go to more school, which will be farther away, or go into a job. And if I decide to go for a job, I'll likely move to an area closer to where it is. It just makes sense. So, sorry, that was young. So, in doing that, I would be opening up myself a lot more to be able to work on my car and work on other cars and just gain some more experience in that way. I don't have a lot of experience working on cars because I haven't really gotten the opportunity to. There's just, like I said, not enough space to really do anything on my car, and the driveway is very well used, and I don't have the ability to do any project that lasts over basically a day. So I have done quite a few electrical things on my car, but I can't do larger things. Like, just anything that would take more than a day. So, yeah, a bit of an issue, but it's kind of just how it is for now, until I can move, until I can make my own way, I guess. Yeah, so I've been thinking about that kind of thing a lot recently, just the implications of that sort of stuff. watching a lot of videos on YouTube because it interests me that much. Just projects that I'd like to do, but obviously can't right now.
Right 6, 60. Care, hairpin right.
In the meantime, I have my car, and it is a car that I intend to keep for a while. It runs well, most of the time. I was about to say some of the time, but it is most of the time. It does have some issues, as all cars do. Those issues are not really fixable by me, though. It just has issues being the type of engine that it is, such as head gaskets. That's kind of an issue with these cars. Something that I will eventually have to fix myself if I'm ever going to keep the car, or just sell it at that point because it's kind of deteriorating.
Right 6, left 3.
This is such a tight course here. I don't think I'm going to be able to pass this guy.
Right 4 into tunnel.
Ooh, get out of my way, buddy. Yeah.
Left 4.
So that's what I've been thinking.
Right 3.
Now I do have a lot of other things that are on my mind. I'm one of those people that can't focus on one thing at a time, it seems. Rephrase. I can't focus on a lot of things at a time. I can only really do one thing at a time, so when I'm working on multiple things, I get really distracted and I kind of jump between things. So I've been working on a lot of stuff at the same time. Like, I've been trying really hard to launch the rocket in Factorio. It seems odd because it's now we're going from cars to video games, but I've been trying really hard to launch the rocket in
It's the Drift
Factorio.
Showcase Challenge. Race down the short track.
Come on,
turn
I just
around
want
at
to
the
learn
marker,
how to
and come back
drift.
again. Drifting as much as you can as you go. Your fans are out there watching, so give
This
them a
is
show.
going to be rough. This is going to be really rough. Oh boy. Okay. So, oh wow, that's a nice car. That's a nice hill climb
Welcome to Michigan.
vehicle. Skip the Michigan intro. We will attempt to drift. So yeah, odd to transition from real life to a video game, but Factorio is a game that I really like. I haven't played it much because I kind of got distracted. I made my own factory. I spent like 20 hours in it. And, okay, the drift button is B. This game is a drift button game, apparently. Whoa, that was an interesting drift. Yeah, so, whoa, that hurt. So Factorio is a game that I've been interested in for a long time. I've had it, and I spent about 20 hours building my own factory. I even made a video on it, because I became so obsessed with it. Okay, that was not good enough, apparently. And, wow, this is taking a lot of focus to try and get this decently. Whoa, this car is fast. I like the way they do drifting events, so I like this. This is better than Grid Autosport for sure. Oh no, no! Okay. We're only at a silver right now. I would like to hit a gold. But that's... oh yeah, we got gold. But we're not going to get platinum. Nice. Well, that's not bad. That's not awful.
Totally stoked.
We're going to do another race. We're going to do it out of the other thing now while I talk about what I was talking about. Okay, so I spent a lot of time in Factorio just trying to get through the game, and I made myself a factory. I didn't really know what I was doing, so it turned out pretty poor. You can see the video of one of the starter versions of it on this channel. And yeah, let's just say it didn't work out too well. I had some major issues with that factory. It was not producing a lot of things in a way that it should have. I didn't really know what I was doing. I spent a lot of time on it, and I tried to make it work, but it wasn't going to work. So I came back to the game last week. I decided to reevaluate my situation. I started again, but this time, to make things a little easier for myself, I decided to go with a passive mode. So I'm doing a passive mode run, trying to get through the game, just trying to launch the rocket so that I know how to do it. Okay, get out of here, buddy. So that I know how to do it. And so that I can learn the ratios and how things should go, and where to use different components and such, for when I try a more hard run, such as the campaigns, or possibly one of the challenge modes, like with the enemies attacking me all the time or something like that. Yeah, it's been a good time though in Factorio. I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I'm getting really close to launching the rocket. I'm down to rocket components that I'm building. Then I'll build a satellite. It's really just a waiting game right now. The biggest thing I'm not doing right is red circuits. I just don't have enough. So I've been thinking while I was working today. I was thinking about how I can optimize my factory, and I really like how the game's going so far. I kind of set a goal for myself. I decided that I was going to stop researching technology once I got the silo up. So I did just that. I cut off my red, green, and blue science productions, and I used the resources that were fueling that to fuel my rocket building process. So we're going to launch the rocket. Whoa! And then maybe we'll research all the other technologies. But first, the rocket comes, and I'm excited. So I just left up my science, and I left up my creation tools to make them, but goodness, I'm losing it. I decided to take from the production, that's what I mean. Alright. So this is the end of the video. So Smite tomorrow is going to be, it's likely going to be the new god, if they come out. I don't know when the new god comes out. I will play them when they do though, because those first playthrough videos definitely do well on this channel, and I'm always happy about that. So
DC's just announced a new challenge, and they want you,
nice.
Superstar. What do you say?
Superstar now? I thought I was Carnage. Well, you know what? That's it for this video. We'll see you tomorrow for some Smite, and then we'll hopefully move on throughout the leagues in this game. There are only 4, believe it or not, but we'll get there. It's going to be a good time.